The following is a Hoop Ball presentation.
Good morning, Hoop Ballers, and welcome to another edition of Hoop Ball DFS Today. I'm your host, Santino Caccone, and I'm going to be flying solo on this one. Big Game 4 on the docket today. This is the October 6th edition. We will be Game 4 of the NBA Finals. It's currently 2-1 Lakers over the Heat. Last game, we saw a rejuvenated Heat team. They look very good. Jimmy Butler put up an all-time performance with a 40-point triple-double. He was fantastic in this one, or in that last one. Anthony Davis was not. LeBron James was his usual self. He all around played pretty well. We saw people like Kelly Olynyk step up big time. Tyler Hero was playing pretty well. Jay Crowder, etc. It's gotten to be a fun series. All these injuries on the Heat side kind of put a damper on things, but they came out and balled. And it's something weird with the Lakers the last two series. Game 3 against the Nuggets. Last time they played Rockets as well. They always have a lull in there. In my opinion, I think they're going to come back and bounce back and make it 3-1, but they got slapped in the face last game. And the Heat showed that they have a lot more grit. They showed they have grit all playoffs, but without two of their best players, they showed it again. And kudos to them. They are a fighting team, and this is going to be a fun one. Before we get in on this docket, which may be the last time I'm on here, I'm not scheduled again until Game 7, which is a possibility of not happening, or it could happen. But before we get in there, let's talk about a couple of our presenting sponsors. I want my personal favorite, ExpressVPN. If you don't know what a VPN is, it's a virtual private network. So what that does is it hides your IP address, lets you control where you want sites to think you're located, where you want to show that you're located. And if you're one of the people that don't like to have your IP address there, because people they can't hack it and look at stuff, this protects you from that as well. So it's a twofer there. I've had this personally for a few years now, 3, 4, maybe even 5 years, way before they became one of our presenting sponsors, and it is as good as advertised. I can't do it justice. It's fantastic. It's the best VPN out there, hands down. I've tried many. This is the only one that I've stuck with for the last many years. But if you like to watch television or whatever the case may be, you can change your location and show that you're there, whether it's this country or whether it's a different place in the United States, overseas, any country whatsoever. There's over hundreds of them, I believe, 100 different countries. And ExpressVPN is also compatible with all your devices. Phones, media consoles, smart TVs, tablets, you name it, laptops, you name it, it's good. You're good to go there. On another one of our presenting sponsors I've been having a lot of fun with lately, mybookie.ag. Go on to MyBookie and type in the promo code HoopBall, and you get 100% of your match or your first deposit matched. Same thing with ExpressVPN. I forgot to throw in the expressvpn.com/hoopball, and you get an extra 3 months free. So two really good things there. And MyBookie has been very fun. In the last, I want to say 3 weeks, 4 weeks, there's been 2 different types of these fun games. So when the NFL season kicked off, you got the Chiefs at plus 55. That's a gimme. The Chiefs on the field is a good thing, but you're getting 55 points to take the Chiefs. So they were giving away free money there. And then last Saturday, the kickoff of most college football, they had this fun 12 different bets that you can make every hour. And then it went 11-1 if you bet that. They gave you a certain amount of money, but they're just giving away free money, and it's very fun to play with. And I had a lot of fun. I know my father was doing it too, and he had a lot of fun doing there too. So every couple of weeks they have some of these fun games where they just give you free money pretty much. as long as you're active and you're playing. Another presenting sponsor that we have is Manscaped.com. Get on over there now. If you haven't tried this Lawnmower 3.0, you're missing out. It's the best razor I've ever had. I know I keep saying these things are really good, but I've been trying them, and I'm extremely happy that we're partners with all these guys. The Lawnmower 3.0 is literally like a lawnmower for your body. It's fantastic. And you type in the promo code HoopBall20 and you get 20% off of your entire order. And there's free 2-day shipping, so you got that too. But let's get on over to this game, which you guys are all coming for. It should be a pretty quick slate breakdown. We've been doing this. This is a game 4 now, and we pretty much have an idea of what most things are. There are a couple big injury news. For the Lakers side, we have Anthony Davis, Danny Green, and LeBron James all probable. They should all play. But on the Heat side is where things get interesting. We have Gabe Vincent questionable. He's not really in the rotation anyway. But we have Bam Adebayo questionable. That's going to be key. Is he going to play? And if he does, how many minutes do you think he's going to play? I don't think he'll be at 100%, regardless if he plays or not. If he misses, Kelly Olynyk is fantastic value again. If he plays, Olynyk is still a solid value, but Bam's going to take a lot of his minutes back. And then there's Goran Dragic, who is doubtful. Whether he plays or not, I'm not going to touch him. That's just that's a lot more severe of an injury. I don't want to touch him there. But the spread in this one is the Heat plus 7.5. They are a plus 255 on the money line. The Lakers are a negative 315 on the money line. And the over-under is 218.5. So let's get on to the show here. I'll start on the Lakers side because they are technically the away team. So for the people that I'm looking at as my captain on the Lakers side are either LeBron James or Anthony Davis. Usually, if you've listened to me on these, I say I don't really like to play the big guy, the two big guys first, so I can get most of my value later and make sure or get a solid team. But on here, there's really no one else I want right now besides those two guys at my captain spot. And if we're going fully, then I'll throw in Jimmy Butler there as well. But for right now, I'm either taking LeBron James or Anthony Davis, and both of them are in pretty good spots. LeBron James has played really well lately. Anthony Davis had an off game, but I expect a massive bounce back. So either of these guys are in play for me. Depending on if Bam Adebayo plays, maybe I'll sway a little bit more to LeBron James. But those two are the only guys I'm playing in my captain spot on the Lakers. And other people that I like on the Lakers here for this game depends on the money, but we don't mind. I think if you're around the Caldwell Pope area, I like him a little bit more than Kyle Kuzma. I know Kyle Kuzma had a very hot shooting game last game, but he only scored 24 fantasy points and he dropped 19 points. He hasn't done much outside. If he's not doing much outside of scoring when he is scoring, he has 3 rebounds last game and that was it. The game before that, he had 2 rebounds and an assist. That was it, with 3 turnovers. And game 1 was the only game he did something other than score, but then he didn't score there. So there's not huge upside with Kyle Kuzma. So I'm not gonna totally gravitate towards him. Danny Green is just in one of those Danny Green funks. He went 0 of 6 from the field last game, 1 of 8 from game 2. I expect him to shoot better in this one, and I think he will. So I don't mind looking in there, but I think Caldwell Pope gets more open looks than him. They'll need more Dwight Howard in this game. He only played 15 minutes in the last game. Really didn't insert himself. First 2 games he did. He played 15 and 17 minutes of similar playing time there, but he was ripping out boards in game 1, and he was playing a little bit tougher and harder in those first 2 games. So I think he bounces back a little bit. But there's really not many people I'm looking at here. I don't mind Alex Caruso at 3,600. I think that's a pretty good price. So for the lower Laker guys, that's where I'd be looking for is more KCP and Alex Caruso there. And I know Markieff Morris played a solid 25 minutes last game. He took 13 shots, made 6 of those, and hit 5 of 11 threes for 19.6 boards. If you're digging for a very cheap $2,800 guy,
yeah, you can throw him in there if that's all you have, but I can't see that happening again. I don't think he's going to play that much. Anthony Davis shouldn't be in foul trouble like that again. Anthony Davis is going to come back with vengeance in this one. So I'm going to not gravitate towards Morris, but again, for 2,800, if that's all you have left, you can throw him in there. And on to the Heat. So the Heat are the exciting team. They have a lot more depth here, so this is where you get most of your value as well, and it all depends on those injured guys. But for the captain spot, especially if Bam Adebayo and Goran Dragic don't play, the only guy I'm looking here for a captain is Jimmy Butler. Look what he's done these last 2 games without them. He has 25, 8, and 13, and then the other night, 40, 11, and 13 with 2 blocks, 2 steals. He was just simply fantastic last game. And in game 2, without these guys, he put up 56.5 points as well. Played 45 minutes both games, so you're getting a massive, massive floor there. So if those 2 guys don't play, he joins the 2 big Laker guys as the people that I want in my captain spot. And especially if those 2 guys don't play, then I know that there's a lot more value to go around because the Heat do have value around. And you could fit some of those superstars in your captain spot and still get value and not have to just throw people in there. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm looking for at my captain spot. Just Jimmy Butler on this team. If Bam Adebayo does play, like I said before, I don't know how much he plays. I don't know how effective he will be. So I'm not going to gravitate towards playing him in my captain spot. And I'm probably not going to gravitate towards playing him at my util spot. I'd still rather have Jimmy Butler at this stage, the way Jimmy Butler is playing, the way he's showed, for only 200 more. So I would firmly go Butler over Adebayo. Maybe that changes in Game 5 if I see Adebayo come back, play 33, 35 minutes, look very healthy and look good. Then maybe that'll change. But for now, definitely Jimmy Butler is the way to go here. As far as the rest of the roster, it all depends on how much money you have left. If you go with the 2 big Laker guys that I'm pretty much going to go for, I won't have the money for a Tyler Hero or Jay Crowder or Duncan Robinson. I like them in that order. Jay Crowder is not bad. Tyler Hero is not bad as well. He's playing pretty well. But again, it depends on those 2 other guys if they're healthy and how much money you have left. I'm not going to gravitate towards Duncan Robinson, but I would gravitate towards Kendrick Nunn again. I know he didn't have a great game last game at only 6.25 DK points. He had 24 in Game 2 and 28.25 in Game 1. I expect more of that. He still played 20 minutes. He only took 3 shots. He did have 5 fouls there. He had 4 in Game 2. A little bit of better foul trouble. He'll see the floor more if Goran Dragic doesn't play, which I don't think he will. And at 4,200, that's a very good price. So I like Kendrick Nunn there. Andre Iguodala has been playing a lot of minutes, like 25, 26, and 17, but he just hasn't done too much with them. So I'm going to lean him off as well. I do, if Adebayo doesn't play, Kelly Olynyk is a very good value as well. He's put up over 70 DK points the last 2 games combined, and in 68 minutes. So he's a definite. Make sure you know the news on Adebayo. But for 3,200, if Adebayo doesn't play, that's a gimme, and you got to put him in your lineup. Even if Adebayo does play, he's played very effectively and very well to the point that he still can make a lot of lineups, and he's still some guy that if you're down there, I don't mind looking at him because he's been playing so well that he's going to see some extra minutes because of that. He showed that he can play in this series, maybe not on the defensive end, but he's been holding his own on the offensive end. So he'll probably see some extra minutes to keep Adebayo fresh. Maybe Adebayo's a step slow because he's hurt and picks up quick fouls too. So Olynyk is a guy also to look at. And that's kind of who I'm looking at here. On the Lakers side, we got the 2 big guys. We got a plethora of just average guys, but I think Caldwell Pope is probably I like him slightly more than the rest of the average guys. And then we got Alex Caruso, who I think is decent. And on the Heat is where you get all your value. You have Jimmy Butler, who's playing out of his mind right now. If you have the money, if you don't go with those 3 big guys, which I don't know, I wouldn't advise it, but then maybe you can throw in Hero and Crowder, two of those guys. But Kendrick Nunn and Kelly Olynyk are in good spots as well. And that's how I see it. And we have Markieff Morris too is another guy. If Adebayo does play and you're nervous about Kelly Olynyk and you're in that 3-2 and under range, you could also possibly go Markieff Morris again. Just don't expect another 19 points and 13 shots taken like that. But that's pretty much it for this game. The series is pretty even right now. The Lakers should, if Adebayo doesn't play and Goran Dragic doesn't play again, the Lakers should impose their will more often than not. But we'll see exactly what happens. This is going to be a fun one, Game 4. If it goes 3-1 Lakers, you'd have to assume that it's probably going to end with them holding up the trophy. If it goes 2-2, then we got ourselves a tight battle and a awesome finals appearance, or awesome finals it turned into. We might have Goran Dragic get back to Game 6 or 7 if he doesn't play. 7. I personally don't see it. That injury is pretty big, but anything can happen, man. It's the finals, and we have a couple months off after this, probably 2.5, 3 months before the actual season starts. So we'll see. And he's a guy who will try and fight through injury if he has to, or if they let him. So we'll see exactly what happens, but this is going to be a fun series, and I can't wait for it. And as always, guys, thank you for listening. And give us a rate review, 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, whatever you want. Leave us a comment. Tell us what you like, what you don't like, what we can improve on, what you want us to continue doing. And we'll continue to follow that stuff and bring you more of what you like and change up what you don't like. And then give us a follow on Twitter. We at all our different hoopball accounts. Check out all of our podcasts that we have going on at Twitter, all of our team podcasts. The draft should be coming up shortly after the season, so that's something to continue watching for. We have our betting podcast. We have Instagram page, Facebook page, you name it. Hoopball's everywhere. And now if you want to give me a follow on Twitter as well, it's at Santino Caccone. That's at SANTINOCACCONE. And from everybody here at DFS Today and myself and everybody at Hoopball, thank you guys as always for listening, and I look forward to catching you next time. Have a good night and enjoy Game 4, Game 5, and however many games we have after this, Game 6, Game 7, because we will be out of basketball for a few months. All right, guys, have a good one.
This has been a Hoop Ball presentation.